Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, April 16th, and it is AMI Day 18. I have no announcements today, so we'll go ahead and get started with our math. As always, you have three options for math. Option one, if you choose to do option one, it's to do the complete the attached skill review sheet, and today it's changing improper fractions to mixed numbers, so we're going to go over that today. If you want to do option two, that's to log on to iStation Math and work for 30 minutes. So you can do either iStation Math, ST Math, Freckle Math, any of those things, log on and work for 30 minutes. Or you can choose to do option three, which is to go to that PBS link. It'll take you to the math section of the PBS AMI work. You will filter it where it says filter by. You'll scroll down and click 5 for 5th grade and watch any of those 5th grade math videos and just do whatever the video asks you to do, and that's what you would do for option 3. So we'll go ahead and get started by reviewing option 1's worksheet, which is changing improper fractions to mixed numbers. So I've kind of found the worksheet and I made it bigger, and I'm going to try writing on the worksheet again today, so we'll see how that goes. So this is your worksheet that you have. It's called improper fractions, and it says an improper fraction is a fraction where the numerator, the top number, is greater than or equal to the denominator, the bottom number. So the top number of any fraction is the numerator, the bottom number is the denominator. These fractions can also be written as mixed fractions, or mixed numbers is what we call them. So these fractions can also be written as mixed fractions. To convert an improper fraction to a mixed fraction, follow the steps below. So then it gives you 3 steps to follow. So step 1, divide the numerator, which is the top number, by the denominator. 2, write down the whole number answer. 3, then write down any remainder above the denominator. So they give you this example. So it says convert 11/4 to a mixed fraction. A mixed fraction is the same thing as a mixed number. They're just calling it something different. So you're changing that improper fraction to a mixed number. They're calling it a mixed fraction. So what you do is you divide. So we learned that fractions, hold on, let me write on the screen. We learned that fractions, not letting me write. We learned that fractions represent division. So this fraction right here, 11/4, represents division. This means 11 divided by 4. So if we were to write it out like a division problem, this also means 11 divided by 4. So that means 11 divided by 4. So how many times can 4 go into 11? So let's think of our multiplication facts for 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2, I'm going to write them down on my list here. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, so I wrote them on my board here. 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12. The one that helps us the most is 4 times 2. So we're going to put, just like regular division, 4 times 2, and 4, that was a really big 2. 4 times 2 is 8. So then we have our 8 here, and then we subtract 11 minus 8. So 11 minus 8 would be, so 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So 11 minus 8 is 3. Writing over the words a little bit there, but you're seeing what we're doing. So then we look at the 3 that we have left. We cannot get 4 out of 3. So 3 would have been our remainder. So instead of putting R3 like we would for just regular remainder, we can make that 3 into a fraction. So whatever your remainder is, so here our remainder is 3. Whatever your remainder is going to be the top of your fraction. the bottom of your fraction is whatever you're dividing by. So in this case, it's a 4. So there's our answer, 2 3/4. And then it shows you here, it shows you the answer here, 2 3/4. So whatever your remainder is, ours was a 3, is the top of your fraction, part of your mixed number. Whatever you're dividing by is the bottom of your fraction for your mixed number. So there's my 2 3/4. Okay? So we're going to practice that a little more with the problems that they give you. Let me scroll down. Okay, so now our first problem, number 1, is 9/4. And they want us to change 9/4 into a mixed number. So we'll start by setting up our division problem. So this would be 9 divided by 4. So that's what it would look like if we wrote it that way. So this is 9 divided by 4. So let's think about our 4s. How many times can 4 go into 9? Well, 4 times 1 was 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. So 3 would be too much. So it'd be 4 times 2. So we put our 2 at the top. 4 times 2 is 8. And then we subtract. 9 minus 8 is 1. We cannot get 4 out of 1. So 1 is our remainder. And instead of writing R1 for remainder 1, we're going to make that remainder into a fraction. So it's 1. So our remainder is the top of our fraction, and what we're dividing by, which is 4, is the bottom of our fraction. So our answer would be 2 1/4. Not very good at writing with my finger, but that's what it would be, 2 1/4. So you're just dividing this top number by what's on the bottom. So that was 9 divided by 4. Okay, and whenever you get a remainder, your remainder is the top part of your fraction. What you're dividing by is the bottom part of your fraction. So you'll have a whole number and a fraction. So you'll have a mixed number as your answer. So that's how you do it. If you have any other questions, if this is confusing to you and you need me to explain it a different way or to work with you on some more of them, just message me and let me know. And I can set up a way to meet with you and work out some more problems with you guys. But this is how you do it. It's just using that fraction to represent division, and you're just dividing. And instead of putting R1 for remainder, you're just making that remainder into a fraction. Okay? So that is your math worksheet today if you choose to do option 1. Let me get out all my things. And then after math, after you choose an option for math, you're going to move on to reading, and you're going to choose an option for reading. So you have 4 options you can choose from on reading. Option 1 on reading is always to choose a book and read for 30 minutes. All you have to do is record that title, the number of pages you read, and then write that summary about what you read. And then talk to someone in your house about what you read, because when you talk about what you read, that's how we remember what we read, and it improves our reading comprehension. So that's option 1, to choose a book to read for 30 minutes. Option 2 is to log on to iStation Reading and work for 30 minutes. So you can either do iStation Reading for 30 minutes, or you can do Freckle ELA or Spelling City and use our word list that we have up on there. Just choose one of those things and work for 30 minutes, and I always get an email report of the time that you spend on there. Option 3 for reading is to read the attached passage and answer the questions. So let's look at this attached passage together. Let me scroll down and find it. So your attached reading passage today, let me share it, is analyzing a passage. So this passage is about Rosie the Riveter. So whenever you see this poster that says we can do it, this lady right here is Rosie the Riveter. So it says, read the passage about Rosie the Riveter, then answer the questions on the next page. So it gives you like this 1-page little bit of information, this 1-page little article about who Rosie the Riveter was and about how that poster came to be. So you're going to read all that information about Rosie the Riveter, and then you have these 3 questions that you will answer. So it says, answer the questions below after reading the passage about Rosie the Riveter. So question number 1, what do you think were some of the challenges that women faced on the job when they entered a workforce that was traditionally dominated by men. So you'll read the passage and read about some of the challenges that women faced, and you're just going to list them right there for question number 1. Question number 2, what are some of the benefits that women experienced from being included in the workforce? So for the first answer on question number 1, you're going to list the challenges they had. For the answer to question number 2, you're going to list the benefits that they had being included in the workforce. And then question 3, what do you think were some of the drawbacks that women experienced when they went from managing their households and caring for their children to working outside of the home full-time as well? So, what are some of the challenges and setbacks that they faced managing a household and caring for children, as well as working at home, or as well as working outside of the home? So those are the 3 questions that you're going to answer. If you choose to do option 3 for reading, it's to read this passage about Rosie the Riveter and to answer the 3 questions. And then, if you don't want to do option 1, 2, or 3 for reading, you can choose to do option 4. So option 4 is just to follow that PBS link to their language arts section on their website. Once again, you'll filter it where it says filter by, you'll filter it to 5th grade and watch a grade appropriate video on English language arts and do whatever the video asks you to do. So that's option 4 for reading. And then after reading, you're going to choose an option for writing. So today for writing, your options are option 1, write an entry in your journal. One possible idea is to write about your feelings about the cancellation of school. What do you miss/not miss the most? So if you chose to start a coronavirus pandemic journal last week, or you want to start one today, at the top of your journal entry today, you'll just write that today is Thursday, April 16th, 2020. And then you will just write about what you're doing today. Write a journal entry about what you're doing today, and then it gives you something to think about. It asks you, what are your feelings about the cancellation of school? How do you feel about the fact that we're not going to be meeting face-to-face at school anymore? You know, we're online learning for the rest of the year. How does this make you feel? What do you miss about being at school in person, and what do you not miss about being at school in person? So just think about those things. Write a journal entry for today, Thursday, April 16th, if you choose to do that. If you want to do option 2, you will, for option 2, it says write about what a typical day at home is like during this time in our history. Include specific details regarding what you do, how you spend your time, what your schedule is like, who you talk to, etc. So if you choose to do option 2, you're just going to write about what a typical day is like for you. What is your schedule like? What time do you wake up at? What do you do? What do you do first? What do you do at the end of your day? How do you spend your time? Are you doing your homework all the time? Are you going outside to play? Are you online on TikTok? Are you watching these YouTube videos that Miss McGee is making for you? What are you doing to use your time? And how are you talking to people? I know some of you have been doing our Zoom meetings, and we talk to each other and we do our read alouds. How are you talking to your other friends? How are you talking to your family members? So just think about those things and write about what a typical day is like for you during this time of being quarantined. So that's if you choose to do option 2. You're just going to write about a typical day for you. What do you do during the day? How do you talk to people? How do you spend your time? If you don't want to do option 1 or option 2, you can choose to do option 3, and that's just going to that PBS link. You'll click it. It'll take you to the language arts section. As always, you filter it to 5 for 5th grade, and then watch one of those videos and do whatever the video asks you to do. Okay, and then after you've chosen an option for writing and done that, then you move on to science. So science today, they give you a worksheet, and it looks a little different. So we'll go over it together. I'll share it with you guys. Okay, so today for science, it gives you this worksheet called Drawing Light. And wrong one. Here we go, Drawing Light. So this is your science worksheet for today, and it says, we all see forms and objects in color. The way we can tell their shape and surface is by the different tones and shadows. These come from light bouncing off each type of surface at different angles and reflecting different colors. So what this means, these little arrows are our light source. Okay, and so the light source is hitting this object right here. So wherever the light source hits the object is probably going to be lighter. But then look at this side of the object. This side of the object is a little darker than right here. That's because the light source is not hitting it directly. So where the light source is not hitting the object directly, it's going to be a little darker. And where the light source is hitting the object directly, like head on, is going to be brighter. So then it says to try this. Paint the box. So you're just going to color in this little box using the light source to know which sides will be darkest or lightest. So once again, the arrows are your light source. So just imagine this is like the rays from the sun. These are your light source, and just kind of follow the arrows down. Where is it hitting the box directly? Wherever it's hitting the box directly, it's going to be the lightest part of the box. Whatever part of the box is not being hit directly by the light source is going to be the darkest part of the box. So for this box right here, let's follow our light source. It's going to hit right about here. So we can guess that this part of the box is going to be lighter than this half of the box. Wherever the light source is hitting the object directly is the lightest part. Whatever part's not being hit directly, like on this object, is darker. Okay, so you're just going to color that in. So you'll color like this side a light color and this side a darker color to show that over here where it's darker is where the light's not hitting. So then it says to draw and paint your own object using the light source to color it. So you'll draw your own little object. You can draw a ball, a box, a star, whatever kind of object or shape you want to draw. And then here is your light source for it. So wherever you put your object, this is your light source. You're going to follow the light source down. Where is the light source directly hitting your object? Wherever it's directly hitting your object is the lightest part of your object. Whatever part of your object is not being directly hit or touched by the light is going to be the darker part. That's the easiest way to explain it to you. But if you still need help with it, let me know, message me, and I'll try and help you on your science part today, because it is a little confusing and it's a different way to think of things. But just think about it as wherever your light source is directly hitting the object is going to be the lightest part of the object. And whatever part of the object is not being directly touched or hit by the light is going to be the darker side of the object. So that is your science for today. And then as always, after science, we'll scroll down and look at our specialty activities for today. As always, after science, we end our AMI work for each day with your specialty activities. So you're going to choose one of the following activities. You'll either choose PE, music, or art. So for PE today, it says, turn on some music and dance, dance, dance for 20 minutes. Here are some dances. So it gives you some examples of some dances that you could do. You could do the chicken dance, the Tony Chestnut, the hokey pokey, or you can make up your own dance. So you can turn on any song you want and just make up your own dance to it. Or you could do the chicken dance, the Tony Chestnut, or the hokey pokey. So you just turn on some music and dance, dance, dance for 20 minutes. Or if you choose to do music, we have concert etiquette rule number 3. So for the past 2 days, we have done concert etiquette rule number 1 and number 2. So today is concert etiquette rule number 3. So number 3 says clap at the right time to show approval. So after someone is finished performing, you'll clap to show your approval, but you don't want to be clapping in the middle of their performance. So concert etiquette rule number 3 is clap at the right time to show approval. So if you choose to do music, it has these 2 questions, and it's like multiple choice. You're going to choose which one is the best answer. So question number 1, the music has stopped, but the conductor still has his arms in the air. What do you do? So when the conductor still has his arms in the air, that means that the performance isn't over yet. They're about to keep going. There's just a dramatic pause kind of in the middle of the song. So if the conductor's hands are still up, that means that the performance is not over. So the music has stopped, but the conductor still has his arms in the air. What do you do? A, you clap. B, wait to see if the music is going to continue. Clap if he puts his arms down. So you're either going to choose A, clap, or B, wait to see if the music is going to continue, clap if he puts his arms down. So choose which one of those is the best answer. Then question number 2 about concert etiquette rule number 3 is, you see your best friend come on stage and you want to let him know you're excited to see him. What do you do? A, you clap, or B, yell his name as loud as you can. Which one is the better etiquette? Clap at the right time to show your approval. So you see your best friend on stage and you want him to know that you're excited to see him. What do you do? A, you clap, or B, yell his name as loud as you can. Which one is better etiquette? Okay, and then for art, it says use the materials you have at home to create the following. So it gives you option 1, and option 1 is Mo Willems' Day 3. Remember, Mo Willems is a children's book author. He wrote books like Elephant and Piggy. So this is Mo Willems' Day 3. You need a toilet paper roll. So to do your art option 1 today, you're going to need a toilet paper roll. And then you'll watch this video to see how what they're going to create and how they're going to use that toilet paper roll. So you just have your toilet paper roll, click on that video link, and follow along with what they are creating. That's if you choose to do art today. So you just choose one of those 3, PE, music, or art, and that is your AMI work for day 18. I hope this video has helped you. If you have any further questions or need help with anything else, please, please, please let me know. I'm here to help you. We have no Zoom meeting today. Today is Thursday. We do not have a Zoom meeting today. We'll have one tomorrow on Friday at 3:30 to continue our read aloud, but no Zoom meeting today. Thank you guys for watching. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and remember that Miss McGee loves you, and I miss you guys so much. Thank you for watching.